Hello YouTube fam, how y'all doing? It's your Uncle Tim. How you doing, Timsters? This is Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, a channel where I do a lot of ranting and a lot of reviews, fam. First of all, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love and the support. Thank you for all the positive energy you bring with you when you come. This is not just a channel. This is a community of collectors who talk about things dealing with collecting, fam. You know, I'm going to say this. A lot of people say that I'm on his tip, that I'm on his jock. You know what? That's the only company I like. You know what? McFarlane does something that nobody else does. He's consistent. Product is on the shelf. Even product that he tell you he's about to bring out this. And he bring out all of this. And you sitting there like, damn, like, man, I got to get my money up. He's been dropping fire. Some of the figures, they're miss. They're pass. But a lot of them, I have to get. And, you know, it's just like, man, you know, I got to see where all of this money coming from to try to get some of this stuff. Now, you know, your boy had to get that Azrael armored suit Batman. That one, that was a no-brainer. That gold label Deathstroke that's black and white, got the white cape. Man, he looked cold as hell. That's a must. That zombie Flash in all black. That's a must-have. Fam, you know what? The thing that a lot of people misunderstanding is this man is dropping fire. He dropped the superpowers. And I mean those, you see them on the shelves, you see everything that's coming with them, and they're looking pretty cool. And you like, damn, they got vehicles and everything, and you like, really? McFarlane figures, he has vehicles for a lot of this stuff. Now, he dropped that Atom line. Now, you know, there's some figures that I really want to get. You know, I got the Shazam, the one I wanted with the hood over his head with the cape. Then you had the Justice League. I think that is what they're called. Something like that. Shit, I can't even get it right. But you got Ultraman, Owlman, and you got Superwoman. Fam, and you know, like I said, you know, these figures are fire. Then, you know, that Martian Manhunter, I like the original version. Not this one. This one is cool, but the original version is pretty cool. You know, it's just like a lot of the figures that this man has been dropping. You know, the Parallax, that's pretty cool. And, you know, people are saying, hey, Unc, you know what? But, you know, some of the hands are off and, you know, some of the feet are too small. Okay, I'm one of those main people that'll tell you some of the feet on the figures, they won't hold the figure up. You know, make them bend and they fall over. No, that ain't something that we all should be trying to do. We should get something that's going to work. You know, some of the figures that you don't see, it's some figures you don't pick. If you don't like what you see, even with Hasbro, Super 7, you notice only pick the figures I like out of any line. You know I got a majority of all the Masters of the Universe figures. I like those. They give you a run for the money, you know, but one thing about his, the price is consistent. The price is consistent. They are consistently on the shelves. And he amazes you with what he comes up with next. It's so many different things that this brother has done all at once. Then his builder figures are pretty good. And see, that's the thing. You know, a lot of people were talking about, like, I want to do more than just talk about McFarlane. Let's talk about some other stuff. But you know what? You could only talk about the one who has the product on the shelves. And see, that's the thing. They call him the Todd Father. He is the Todd Father. The brother is putting out work. He's slinging these damn toys like it's dope. I mean, he's slinging it like it's rocks. I mean, he's slinging it so damn hard. He giving Hasbro and Mattel a run for their money. A smaller toy company is giving bigger toy companies a run for the money. His figures look just like the damn comic book. Now, some of the lines of the figures that come, you may say, okay, I could see that. Super 7, some of their stuff look just like what they're supposed to look like. Some of the Marvel Legends do too. And we know the Hasbro G.I. Joes, they look exactly like what they're supposed to. Transformers do too. It's just, when I think that starting lineup, I just put my head down. But that new Dungeons and Dragons that they got coming out, that looks just like the cartoon. The nostalgia on that is amazing. It looks futuristically fun. It brings back the 80s and it makes you just smile when you see them, because you remember that cartoon. You remember what they did. They went through a tunnel and they ended up in another dimension. And, it was fun to watch back in the 80s. Saturday morning cartoon show. I know you're saying, oh, you went off topic. No. What I was trying to say is, Hasbro dropped gems too. But if your product is never on the shelves, how many gems are you dropping? His stuff is on the shelf. Even the stuff that you wasn't looking for is on the shelf. Things that I thought I didn't want were on the shelf, and I was like, well, I'm picking that up. There have been so many figures that I had looked at and I said, hey, look, I don't know if I will want that. But after looking and saying, hell, I'm going to go and grab that. This brother's dropping fire, and he's putting vehicles out. They may get clearanced out at the store level, but guess what? He's putting them out. Someone told me that Marvel Legends have vehicles. It was like the line of like with motorcycles and things like that and all of that. They got a Blackbird and things like. I get it. Masters of the Universe, I ain't gonna say anything about vehicles with them because they got a ton of them damn things. G.I. Joe, they working on it. I'm pretty sure they working on it, and it's gonna get where it needs to be. One thing that I would like to say is, like, when you look at the merchandise, these look like what they're supposed to look like from the comic books. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Figures are $20 and Build-A-Figures are $24. That's been consistent. See, consistency changes your mind sometimes. When there's nothing on the shelf to buy, fam, I've been picking up that Final Faction, and I know a lot of y'all said, but it's not on the shelf. It's still in the box in front of me, trying to figure out where I'm going to put it. That's one of the things with collections, fam. One thing is, your uncle started out small. He bought a lot. What I mean is I bought a lot with certain things that I bought, then all of a sudden, things got better. Things start moving quicker. Things start picking up. And when things pick up, that's when your collection go from like 5 figures to damn near 50 figures on one shelf. Because you hit that sweet spot. You bought a group of figures that actually worked for you. You bought some other stuff. Fam, these are just my thoughts. These are just what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking I had to stop and I had to cherry pick with McFarlane too. Like I said, some figures just wasn't for me. I don't pick up just anything. That's just like me picking up Gorilla Grodd. And I was like, man, I seen them on sale for like $2, right? They had like a whole damn shelf of those damn things. And I think this was like, what, a year ago? They were like $2 damn. I was gonna pick them up and pick up a couple of the gold ones, because they had a lot of the silver ones. So I was gonna make the silver ones like soldiers, and like the gold ones like, like the sergeants or something like that, But I thought about it. I said, why would you have all those figures that you don't like just in order the army bill to be doing something? Fam, don't waste your money on stuff, even if it's $2. Now, as you know, someone pointed out that Entertainment Earth has Storm Shadow from the movie for $6.50. And people were troop building. They were showing pictures of them troop building. I got a short out there that showed what people had. And my whole thing is, fam, again, if you do not like the figure, you don't like the way how it's scoped, the color, the way it looks, no matter how cheap it is, it ain't gonna be worth you picking up because you don't like it. This is why, I'm cherry picking, but again, I can't help but like McFarlane figures, fam. They on the shelf. It's just I couldn't pick up the stuff I wanted at the time because my wife was like, hey, you remember what you said now? was cutting back. Now, hey, and that says a lot. When I was looking at a lot of the figures, fam, that really made me think. You know, I wasn't a fan of like Green Arrow, but I got them for $12.50 in box. Just like I did with Godspeed. Godspeed was $12.50 inside the box. And this is what people miss. Again, I wanted the Green Arrow and I wanted Godspeed. And, the characters I got, I try not to have a plethora of the same character because, one thing about it, you may like this form of Batman, that form of Batman, or that other form of Batman. Because, it's like 50 damn Batmans. And I think I got like 15 or 20 in here, inside of a box. My whole thing is that's the thing that gets you, fam, because sometimes you like them all and you just keep on going. This is why I'm saying I'm slowing down the process. But again, that's just something that I've been thinking about, fam. But to later, thank you so much for watching. Again, this is not me trying to force you into getting McFarlane stuff. That ain't what this is about at all. This is just me showing you another alternative too. Because I had to look for another alternative when I couldn't find anything. When I couldn't find Funkos, I couldn't find Classifieds, I couldn't even find the Super 7s. Hell, fam, I couldn't find the Zoids that I was looking for. The Masters, at one point, you just couldn't find none of them. And, that's the whole point. The Transformers, they got too expensive, so they start pricing me out with that. So I had to stop, sit back, regroup, had to focus on what it was that I wanted to do. Once the video games got too expensive, fam, I had to back off of them too. Again, pandemic pricing, that was a thing back in the day, but now it's not. Those prices have dropped. They damn near cut in half because nobody willing to spend that type of money on them anymore, fam. And that's my thing. I say this over and over again, and I know it's off topic. You couldn't find a PS5. Now I see them a lot. It's amazing how at one point when I didn't have one, I couldn't find one. Now that I have one, I can find them. And it's just like, damn, we went somewhere in Indiana and they had one at GameStop. They had one at this other GameStop, when we went out into certain places. I guess little obscure places that people really didn't check too much. But, this stuff is out there and you can find it. Again, went to certain places and found some of this stuff sitting right on the shelf. And, in obscure places, like places you thought you wouldn't find them. I was so excited because I get to add some new stuff plus some stuff of value. So, while you collect and think about it. I know a lot of people told me they liked the DC icons. I did too. But one thing about the icons compared to like figures that they got now, the icons were much smaller, much thinner. They don't hold up to like these figures here. And you just sit back and be like, man, they did right to upgrade to McFarlane. Again, some of the hands, some of that stuff, some of the feet, you may have some issues with the waist, like with the Demon here. His waist is really made funny because you can see inside there, like if you lean him over, then his feet, they curl up so they don't hold well. They just like Steppenwolf. So you got to look at a lot of this. So top heavy figures that you need, held up. Just my thoughts and opinions. At the end of the day, you're going to do what you want to do. And I respect that. You are grown men and women, and I respect that too. It's just, this is why I like certain figures. This is why I like certain companies. If you are easy to shop, I can find your stuff at damn near any retailer that I'm looking at. I can find your stuff inside of there and not just peg warmers. I can find quality stuff. You get what I'm saying? That really makes a toy line for me. But with that being said, fam, thank you so much for watching. Till later, fam. Keep on doing you. Keep on winning. Until later, fam. Peace out.